Hi guys, everyone. Welcome back to Cam's Tech Talk. I am not alone today, guys. So I have my friend, my colleague. You can call a colleague because we've done multiple sessions. That's why I call him colleague, because we've done cloud collaborations multiple times. And he's a guru of development, CPQ expert, LWC expert, and I don't know how many things he's done it already. I'm trying to keep this session in very much in English because I've got a few students from Europe as well. They also want to learn LWC. So guys, we're gonna start today and have a look. Next screen, I've got Dikshit. So I'm sure many of you already seen him on different Salesforce collaboration sessions. So he did so many, showed expertise on community and CPQ especially, and maybe other clouds as well, which maybe I don't know, but he can explain us very best way. So Dikshit, welcome to Cam's Tech Talk. And
thank you.
So could you give us a little bit of your introduction, Dikshit, what you up to and why did you choose Salesforce? Then we will jump on LWC introduction session today.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, thank you, Cam, for having me in here, right? So it's a pleasure to be with you. So yeah, as far as my Salesforce journey is concerned, I started my career in Java and big data, and thereafter I'll move into Salesforce. So now it's been 2.5 years I'm working in Salesforce domain. So working in different areas, right? Like hands-on experience in projects, it's kind of self-study, helping people in community, okay, sharing knowledge. So it's been as far as my personal experience is concerned, it's been a good, excellent journey for me till now. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, did you say excellent journey? Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice.
So excellent journey, I enjoy, Salesforce is it's kind of a fun, you learn, you get prizes, right? So you help people, you help you help in their career path as well, right?
Yes.
You are helping, you are solving their issues as well, right? And it automatically makes a connection between people as well, right? You came to know different strengths of people, you learn from that. It's not like one way path. It's like you are sharing knowledge to them and you are gaining knowledge from them as well. Right. Yeah. So yeah, my whole motive is sharing and gaining knowledge. Irrespective of that, I never felt anything. Okay. So I am on this path only. Yeah.
Brilliant. Nice one. Thank you so much, Dikshit. So as I mentioned, guys, so we have Dikshit. He's a senior developer and amazing background, already a Java expert, and obviously changed the career into Salesforce. Guys, this is the answer to many people. I get a lot of Instagram messages. Can we switch career from Java to Salesforce? Here you go. You got the example as well. Feel free to connect with Dikshit as well. So he's got so much experience on this career path as well. We're going to do it. Maybe we will do it in a different session, how to switch from Java to Salesforce, maybe later on in future sessions. But today's topic, let's focus on LWC. What is LWC? Benefits of LWC. So we're going to start. And Dikshit, I'm going to share, and I will start one thing, and then obviously I will hand over to you guys as promised. So here is Lightning or web component, and today me and Dikshit are going to plan. We actually planning for a long time, and here we are. So the topics we going to cover is what is LWC, why it is required, what are the benefits, and prereqs, and the UI overview, right? So this is an introduction slide where we're going to cover these things. Right, so guys, get ready now. So we're going to learn more things about components via the Dikshit now. So Dikshit, so first question is, what is Lightning component framework? I can see we have this. I'm sure you know more than. So I'm handing over to you if you can explain us what is the Lightning web component framework.
Yeah, actually, basically, if you see the image, it says the architecture behind, the basic architecture, what it follows is MVC. MVC means model view controller, right? Now, there is a difference between kind of earlier we used to code in Visual Force pages, right? After VF pages, we are going, towards Lightning, and in Lightning now we are coming towards LWC, right? So the main basic, let me explain first difference between VF and Lightning. Okay, the main architecture level difference between, it is generally asked in, interviews as well, like a very common question, why we write in Lightning, why don't prefer Visual Force. So basic the thing is, uh, once you write a code in Visual Force page, so what Visual Force page does is, if you see, we have a server and a client, you know,
Yeah.
like there are two aspects. First is server, second is client, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in Visual Force page, what happens is when you send a request to a server, right? So
Yeah.
that request is going to be sent in the form of a post integration, like post API we have, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the same request, if you send in Lightning, it will again send in the form of a post request. But the difference is in the form of response. In Visual Force, you get the response in the form of HTML. Okay, and in Lightning, you get the response in the form of JSON. That is the major difference. If you click any button on Visual Force page, your whole page gets refreshed. Your browser gets refreshed. And if you see the Lightning, if we edit a record in Lightning, that particular area gets refreshed, not the whole page. Okay.
Right.
So that was the key difference between Visual Force and Lightning. Now,
Right.
now, if you come to Lightning or LWC, both of them follows MVC architecture. MVC architecture on client side as well, MVC architecture on server side as well. Okay.
Right.
Now, as everybody knows what MVC is, MVC is model view controller. Model basically is like, your database in a simple language. If I say a database, right, where all data is present. And then again, we have a view. View is basically the, front end part, which end user is, going to see or, going to operate with. Now, next is controller. Controller means to say the business logic, right? It is controlling the whole application, like whatever business logic we have put inside the controller.
Right.
Now we have two kind of controller. First, controller is in front end, controller is in back end. In back end, we are using Apex classes in Salesforce, and front end we are using JavaScript, right? So the thing happens is HTML is interacting with JavaScript. JavaScript in turn is acting with our Apex class. Okay. Now, if you see Apex class is on the server side is also acting, it is acting as MVC, because Apex is integrating with, communicating with your database. Database is your Salesforce cloud, basically, right? Where your all contacts, accounts are present. You are writing a simple query, SOQL query, select ID from contact. Now, in this way, you are communicating with the database of Salesforce. That is itself a cloud. Once you return that response to front end part, on front end, JavaScript will catch that part. Okay. Java, if you have to perform some logic on front end side, you have to use the JavaScript controller, and automatically with the help of attributes or variables, it can, you can design in as per your requirement in the form of HTML. Okay. More specifically, if I talk about LWC, LWC is much secure than, Lightning.
Yeah,
Okay.
that we will cover in the next maybe. Yeah.
So that's it, like from the architecture point of view. So it is like follow two ways MVC structure, front end and back end as well.
Right. That's good. Thank you. So I think, guys, this is the overview of the architect of the framework, how the Lightning component framework works. Again, we will go deep digging. There are multiple sessions have been planned with Dikshit, and I'm sure we can also give you some use case how it works, but that will come into our next videos, and we will do some code and all that stuff. Dikshit is amazing. He will go through. Okay. So let's move on to the benefits now. So what exactly the LWC web component benefits? So Dikshit, hand over to you. I know you mentioned one thing, security, but I believe there are multiple benefits. So please go for it.
Yeah, basically, LWC is like, like if it comes to benefits, first of all, we should recognize why we need LWC, right? So most of the time we are working on our projects, right? So sometimes we got the requirements like, client wants this kind of, some component they want, or some, they want some kind of UI where they can see all of their required things, right? So first of thing we need to understand, LWC is built for customization, right? Salesforce itself is a standard thing, like, it provides many standard features to you, but you know as far as standard things, they are, to some extent they are limited. If we have to go beyond that limitation, we have to, do customization, right? So
Yeah.
LWC is based, LWC or Lightning, both are, used for customization. Okay, if something is present in your org automatically, that's a standard feature which Salesforce provide, so you don't be going to LWC or Lightning. Okay,
Right.
first thing is customization. Okay,
Right.
if you need customization, make sure you will be going to LWC, either Aura components. Okay,
Right.
Aura is like, now like people are not, moving towards LWC.
Yeah.
Okay, LWC is in a boom in market. So if I talk about benefits of LWC, yeah, as first point says, it comes with an out of the box set of components, right?
Yeah.
So out of the box set of components here means to say is like, let's suppose you are designing a simple registration form, right? If you are designing a simple registration form, you will be taking inputs from the user. You will have a submit button. When user click on submit, your data will saved into the database, right?
Right.
So that input components or button, that like LWC has its own library, where you, like Salesforce itself says, just copy, don't think much, just copy out those components from the library, because it is always a good practice to follow a library or a documentation rather than, investing your time on some customization. Because Salesforce has done, Salesforce has provided a very good collection of, components, and they automatically make your application responsive. When you are building a customized, whenever you are building a customized requirement, that should work from the laptop tab or your mouse, phone as well,
So,
right? So you
so
don't have to. Yeah.
one question on component. Do you think for Salesforce admin guys, so let's say you are a Salesforce admin and you spend time 6 months and you also done ADM exam, is it, do you think they will already understand the components, what are the components and what are the libraries? Is it easier for them to understand this concept of components?
No, actually, like if you are talking about specific admin person, if he or she has a coding background, then they will, within an hour, they will understand the concept of components, right?
Right.
If they have a coding background. If
Right.
they don't know coding, either in front end or back end, okay, like either way, it is necessary. Like
Right.
this, they should have some touch of coding, right?
Right.
They
Okay.
should have understanding of what is input field or what is a button, right?
Right.
So
Right. Right.
once they will see the documentation, they will, easily grab that.
Right.
So having coding experience is necessary. Does not matter in which language you have, whether it's a C or C++ or a simple HTML language. If you know HTML, okay, just a plain HTML, then also you can understand these components. It's all because whatever you are building in LWC, it is getting displayed in the browser. And what form of what you can say technology comes into the browser? It's HTML only. Okay, whatever code you writes in editor, it will interpret in the form of HTML. Browser reads, browser converts it into HTML. So at the background, HTML is there,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
So
makes sense.
moving on to second part, rich custom components ecosystem, right? As it is said, like Salesforce mobile app, Lightning experience builder sites. So the advantage of making Lightning components is like, if person is not in the Salesforce domain, okay, if person is some other domain, let's suppose he's in front end, he used
Yeah.
to develop websites. So
Mhm.
concept of websites is experience cloud we have, communities we have,
Yeah.
right? So yeah,
Yeah.
so
That can, so which means any community user, so who's building the communities in the organization, they can easily use Lightning web components for the user interface, kind of.
exactly,
Right. So it will
exactly,
be front end to the
yes,
branding and all that.
Yeah, we have a community builder itself, like it is written as like experience builder sites, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So in communities, if we have to show like something which is, totally customized, then we can go for lightning web components. And in our Salesforce org, we can code our components, and put those components on the community directly, so that customers can use that as well. Okay, so that what I wanted to say here is like that is kind of a website. Even I was also, once I switched into Salesforce, so I was, first thought was of mine is like how they build websites in that. Later on I came to know like it's not a website, it's a community where customers or business interact with each other, or partners or business interact with each other, right? So with the help of LWC you can fulfill their needs as well. It's not like you are put creating your components, the components is will reside in your org only. It's not like that. It will be visible to your, like, customers as well. So we have that privilege as well. Fast development, yeah, it is very fast if you understand it like a better way. Like we have tools, like we have Visual Studio. We usually prefer Visual Studio in order to code Lightning Web Components. Nowadays, uh, people are not using developer consoles or classic coding thing, right? They are moving to Visual Studios, because in Visual Studio you have SFDX, you have command line interface. In that you can create anything, right from Apex class, right from Lightning component, right from LWC, your Visual Force page. You can create anything in Visual Studio. Okay, and
Right.
it is very easy to operate with. As discussed with you, once we will move to demo, we will have a session, where we will introduce with the whole, like, panel of Visual Studio, like how,
Yeah,
what thing is useful for like which purpose, right? How
yeah.
to use Visual Studio. We can operate that, like we can show in a video that as well. So people will have more clear understanding how to use Visual Studio as well. And
Right.
latest news from the last week is Visual Studio is present in browser as well. Okay, now
Definitely.
anybody can code in browser, but there is one limitation. You cannot install the Salesforce extensions in the browser, because web extension has not been enabled by them. Okay, so moving on, we will see that as well. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, last point, you have written responsive design. One thing I forgot to mention here, as per responsive design, along with LWC components, they have another documentation as well, which is Salesforce Lightning Design System. In
Right.
short, that is known as SLDS. You don't have to think of CSS classes.
Right.
Like if a person is coding in HTML, he used to write a CSS, right?
Right.
CSS, like it is written as HTML5 CSS3, right? Now they have come up with the standard classes. You can use them, your work will be done, and it will be responsive also, right?
Wow.
So it's like that only. Like, need of CSS is very limited now, right? But it's not like you are not gonna be using external CSS. You have to use that, but all the things depends upon your requirement.
Right.
So Salesforce library is a big plus to the developers, right? Where
Mm-hmm.
they can use like these SLDS classes, right? CSS classes, and most of the time, 95 to 99%, all the requirements, all the UI gets, like, you know, UI requirements gets fulfilled with the help of this documentation or library itself, right? So that are like, kind of benefits we have as far as LWC or SLDS is concerned.
Right. Nice one. Thank you. So guys, so again, these are the benefits. Again, these are the high level. I'm sure in depth when we go into benefits, every feature, every component, or when we talk about more, there is big list. Obviously, never ending things available. But again, so we started it now. We will cover it in multiple sessions, as Dikshit mentioned. We're gonna show you some other practical sessions as well, how it works, all things. Okay, so let's move to the next topic, prereqs and the user interface. So hand over back to you, Dikshit. So we have the prereqs. So what's the prereqs? If somebody wants to start, what exactly we need to input in it?
Yeah, basically, if you want to start in LWC, right?
Yeah.
So first thing is, like you said, admin knowledge, right? You were asking about like that question, right?
Yes.
If an admin person wants to move into that, right? So
Mhm.
it's not like that, anyone can move into LWC. Like it should be a step by step. Having a Salesforce knowledge, basic understanding, right? We have certain objects like account, opportunity, contacts, right? What is the role of them in the organization, right? How they are connected with each other, what is their significance in real time. First understood those things in terms of Salesforce, right? Because Salesforce is the platform onto which you are making LWC components, right? LWC components is a customization, that is kind of a developer thing, right? But ultimately your LWC components are communicating with your Salesforce org, right? Where we have multiple standard objects and customized objects, right? So first necessity thing is to understand the admin part of Salesforce. It's not mandatory to understand, but it is logical to understand it first, then move for LWC, right? Now, because ultimately when you are coding something, you are like, writing some piece of code, then you should be logically clear what the code is doing, how it is behaving, not in terms of technology, in terms of business. Now, business is Salesforce organization, okay, like our org, which we have. So first in like understand what org is, how Salesforce CRM behaves, what are the purpose of accounts, right? If you have that much understanding, then along with that, as I already said, if you have any language experience, like we have written here, HTML, AngularJS,
Yeah.
JavaScript, TypeScript, .NET, Java, Python, okay, like people from electronic background are also moving into Salesforce,
Oh, yes,
right? Yeah.
definitely.
So why they are moving? First, they are doing a simple course of a language. They are
Yeah.
understanding the computer science, how a coding behaves. Okay, coding is same, right? Like anybody can code, but the thing is, once you learn a one language, one a basic language, let's suppose a Java. Once you have understanding of that, then you can switch out to any other language. It will be like 1 week task for you to learn a new language. And in Salesforce, we have Apex.
Yeah.
That Apex is getting like, inherited all of his syntax from Java. It's a replica of Java. And let me like, tell here like one thing, everything which works in Salesforce is works on top of Java. If you see your Visual Force pages, if someone has mostly worked on Visual Force, then they can see the URL of Visual Force that starts from servlet dot something. Servlets are in Java,
Yeah.
core part of Java. Okay, so as Java is robust, right? So, like, having understanding of one language, you can easily move into LWC, but parallelly, do make sure understand, the business thing as well. No, and like what they say is model structure, data modeling of Salesforce.
Yeah.
Okay, that should be clear to you. So, as far as resources is concerned, if someone wants to learn LWC or a JavaScript, because as I already told you, like, in architecture part, we have JavaScript in front end, right? JavaScript is in front end controller. So in order to learn JavaScript, we have W3 school. W3 school is very basic. You can get familiarity with the syntax kind of thing.
Yeah.
But in order to make sure you get a deep understanding of concepts, then you can follow Namaste JavaScript. That is a YouTube channel. I personally recommend that, people should follow this because even I have studied JavaScript from there, right?
Yeah.
So Akshay Saini is like, this guy is an awesome man of JavaScript. Like he explains everything in detail. And
Yeah.
once you watch his video, just more than sufficient. You don't have to do anything.
No, no,
So,
definitely. I think it's a very good tip, guys. So let me quick overview as Dikshit already clarified to you. So number one, any admin or any business user. So if you have interest in learning LWCs, so the basic is learn HTML. I'm sure in college time or in some degree or university time, you must have seen HTML. That's the basics, right? Then you must have seen the basic Java or C or C++. You must have seen it, right? There are many online resources available. Even Salesforce does have the JavaScript certification, and which I did show you guys in one of my video previously. So technically, this is the script. If you want to learn LWC, get your basics done, jump on it. It's not really hard. Many resources available in my this list as well. I will put that everything in the description of this the video, and you will get the details. I will also put the certification of Salesforce in the description, where you can get all the information about the components, like list of components I'm talking about, the basic content maybe I'm talking about. So take it from there. You can easily learn, and it's not hard. Nothing is hard, guys. Just jump on it. It's just you need to focus. Is this your career? Yes, go for it. If you don't want to learn all around coding, then feel free to ignore this slide. Don't need to learn. Stay on admin side and then go to functional or any other areas. There are plenty of. But again, LWC, here we go. So now, thank you, Dikshit, for explaining this. Now, moving to the next one. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions on this, like various things. Feel free to contact Dikshit as well. Feel free to contact me. We can arrange, or if you have any ideas, or if you want to learn any particular topic on LWC where you think it's best for others as well, please post us messages to me and Dikshit. I will share his contact details in my video description as well. So communicate. All we're doing is collaborating and connecting with you guys via the video, so we can share the knowledge. So the concept is knowledge share. Agree with you? Are you agree with me, Dikshit? Are we sharing knowledge? Yes.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
So yeah, again, thank you so much, Dikshit. It's a great chat, and we will plan other videos. And as I said, there will be a more technical, and the use case and the user interface. There are multiple videos going to come on LWC. We'll chat, continue. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you.